It's taking some time to find what you love doing and what you're really good at, your skills, and then what the world needs. While you were working, there was this other thing, this other circle we had to think about, which was the compensation, economic side of it. But we don't have to think about that in retirement anymore. It's down to three. So it's easier. And just an example of this is a friend of mine. He was stopping work in his late 50s. He had really, the reason was something captured his heart, something that he loved, and it was his granddaughter. And he had worked such long hours when his own kids were little. He felt like he missed out on a lot of that childhood, their younger childhood, and he didn't want to miss out on this one. And the only problem was that she was a 6-hour plane ride away. So he knew what he loved, and he knew he was good at it. He was young. He was in his late 50s. He was ready to be there and keep up with his grandkid and grandkids to come. And this idea of what the world needs, well, it kind of reminds me of that quote of, to the world, you might just be one person, but to one person, you may just be the world. So that's what he felt like. That's what he wanted to do, be that world for his granddaughter's younger years. Now, the other thing to think about regarding this is the fact that you've built up this lifetime of knowledge and skill and wisdom, and you can use those things and you have used those things to create value and to help people. And even if you retire from the money-making activities, you can still use those things to continue to help people. Maybe it's mentor or give advice, or maybe it's helping your family, like my one friend in his 50s, or maybe it's just helping people in your industry. I don't know what it might be, but what I do know is that you should not pack up your wisdom and your abilities and your skills and all the things that you could do to help others and just put it on the shelf. It's life is more than just you, right? There's a lot more to this life than just the things that are important to us. There's things we can do to help others. So we should really keep using those things that we have to help others. That's what we've seen really provide so much fulfillment for clients as they get into retirement. Because contribution is one of those three keys to a happy retirement. The other two are creativity and connection. And all three of those things, those are the three keys, the three C's to retirement. And then one other thing that was interesting, if you ever read the Bible before, the only time retirement that I've seen mentioned in the Bible, it could be mentioned more times, but it's in Numbers. And it was people who were, it had to do with these tent meetings with Moses. And once you got to a certain age of 50, you were no longer needed in these meetings, but you could still be there to really mentor or assist the younger generation in these meetings and preparation and things like that. So I just thought that was kind of interesting as we're thinking about mentoring, we're thinking about purpose and everything like that in retirement. Thought that was interesting to share. The next lie that stops people from retiring or maybe delaying retirement another year is that idea of retirement is going to be boring. It's kind of like the thing that we just talked about where, we don't know what we're going to do next, but that thought of what am I going to do all day? Now, the only time I've seen this come true is if you spend zero time thinking about what you're going to do in retirement. If you just work head down all the way up until this date and then you're done, those people get caught off guard. Let's not have that happen to you. This also happens to people if they are working and they have a job that they just do not like, a crappy job, and they are retiring from that job, right? Instead of thinking about what they're retiring to, what they're moving forward, something that they're excited about, if they're only looking to run away from and be done with, once that thing's gone and they haven't thought about what's next, that's where they sometimes get into trouble. So don't retire just from something, retire to something that you're looking forward to. And if you're still working now, make sure that you invest time now to explore those three C's that we talked about. What are the three C's going to be for you? That idea of contribution, connection, and creativity. Maybe even think about purposely doing them now. That's one piece of advice I got from a client that I hadn't heard before. It was a previous video. Maybe we can link it up on the screen now, but he actually started, when it comes to contribution, he started carving out a piece of his work day or work week, and he was using that to help some of these causes that he cared about. And then the transition to work was not really a big transition. It was really just a nice, easy move. And he kept doing the things that were most fulfilling to him. So just to recap, think about these things again. Number one is, I'll just work one more year. Is that really true? Let's run the numbers, see what the dollars are. Number two is, I won't be as valuable anymore. That's only if you don't plan it or think about it or decide or do those 3 C's. And then number 3 is, I'm gonna be bored. Or what am I gonna do all day? That's not true either. There are so many people that are doing retirement right.